Hey guys, welcome to Pros and Cons. This is the review show for Monday Night Raw, which happened just a few hours ago. I've been up for like the last 6 hours, but let's just do this and get this over and done with. Let's go. So this week's episode of Monday Night Raw started with the championship weigh-in between Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar, and I must tell you, both men were not dressed properly for a weigh-in. Bobby, however, did approach it a little more seriously because outside of the boots and trunks he was wearing, Brock Lesnar shows up in cowboy attire, full with belt buckle, cowboy hat, braids like a Viking. This man had no respect for the whole process. And evidently, this is the story that WWE is trying to tell you. The fact that Bobby Lashley, whilst he has the utmost respect for Brock Lesnar, is not having the same respect reciprocated to him. So that is a very interesting plot point. But listen, the babyface version of Brock Lesnar can do absolutely no wrong because he gets into the ring. Corey Graves addresses the fact that Mr. Lesnar, you are not dressed appropriately for a weigh-in. And Brock Lesnar responds and says, Mr. Graves, are you implying that I should strip down naked? I know some of you were saying yes. Then he shredded Bobby Lashley on the mic again, which was just incredible to see. I don't know where Brock Lesnar got his mic skills from, but damn it, we should have had it years ago. So I will give this segment a pro, and I did see some people complaining that, oh, this segment was very underwhelming. It needed to be exactly what it was. You didn't need these men to touch. Sometimes you don't need to stretch things out. This was fine. Pro, let's move on. We then had a match between Bianca Belair and Queen Zelina Vega. Queen Zelina... These names are very hard to track, man. Anyway, this was a very solid match. Went a decent amount of time. I will give this a pro. I guess the story here, and I think what WWE is trying to do, is trying to build Bianca Belair as a potential back-to-back winner of the Royal Rumble. Now, I will have a video down the road in the week that will cover this, so do subscribe to the channel and enable your post notifications so that when I post that video, you start watching as soon as I do. The point is, they are building Bianca Belair to be a back-to-back winner of the Royal Rumble, and I'm all for it. And this match was so good. I really can't run through everything. You have to go and see it. It's very decent. You will be impressed, I guess. These women are so technically gifted. It's insane. Either way, you should watch this match. I will give this a pro. And if Bianca wins the Royal Rumble on Sunday, I have no problems with it. We know she's facing Becky Lynch at Mania, as I've said in one of my previous videos. But anyway, let's move on. And then we had a United States Championship match between Kevin Owens and Damian Priest. And I won't lie, the in-ring action was good, so I'll give that a pro. However, it ended in a disqualification, and I'm starting to get tired of this, so for that, I will give this a con. And I dropped my pen. This story is really starting to drag with Damian Priest. Since he debuted this new half guy bad, half guy good character, has lost 5 times by DQ since October 25th. Fightful Select had a tweet that said that, so I believe them. This is very, very, very wrong. And look, the in-ring action was fine right until that point because Kevin Owens starts to feign the whole leg knee injury thing. Damian Priest doesn't buy it. He starts to wallop him in the corner. The ref tries to pull him up about 4 times, but he doesn't adhere to the official's call. So that was it. DQ. Finish. And then Damian Priest even walked out without the title, which was just, you know, it was a bummer. 10-cent, like $1 million match, 10-cent finish. Yeah, so that's why I graded it that way. And then for the next match, which was a 6-woman tag team match, Damian Priest was being admonished by Sonya Deville, being told to get his stuff together, which was interesting considering Sonya Deville has had it in for Naomi and has had no form of self-control. Let's just see how that goes. But yes, as I said before, there was a 6-woman tag team match between the teams of Nikki, Ash, Carmella, and Tamina going up against Rhea, Ripley, Dana Brooke, and Liv Morgan. And I'll be honest, this was filler content. You absolutely do not need to see this match. I will give this a con straight away. For starters, they didn't even have that much time to work. This match probably didn't even go 3 minutes. And all 6 women in this match will be involved in the Royal Rumble come Saturday night. And they all gave promos before the match started. It was one of these awkward promos where they're just reading in front of a... No, I need to censor myself. They're just reading in front of a camera, trying to convince you that they're going to win the Royal Rumble. You see, nobody talks like that, WWE. Come on. And also, whilst you're on the subject, everyone is saying they're going to win the Royal Rumble, which means at least 29 people might have lied to me within the span of 1 week. I'm really down bad. But yes, despite the fact that this match had a fast pace and ended with a sort of Rhea Ripley's cloverleaf type submission to Carmella to where she tapped. I don't know what's going on with the Nikki Ash situation, because right after the match, Nikki Ash gave a cheap shot to Rhea Ripley and then left. But yes, the match was really filler. You don't need to go and see it. Let's just move on. And then we had arguably the funniest thing happen on Raw this week, which was the Alpha Academy Academic Challenge, which was going to be a spelling bee. Now, I should point out that there will be 3 challenges. This was the first one. There will be 2 subsequent ones, one which we'll get to, but this was just so... I'm giving this a pro straight away, okay? This was insane. So Otis and Chad Gable came out and were berating the fans, and I should say this, Chad Gable is so gifted on the mic. I don't know how we haven't given him too many chances in the past, but it's 2022. They are doing exactly that. So we will commend them, and they had better not derail his progress because he is too good. So Otis was supposed to spell a particular type of Swiss cheese, and it was just so funny. You should go and watch this. When Kevin Patrick says it's a type of Swiss cheese, Otis just goes back into heavy machinery mode like, oh yeah. Like, oh my god, Otis, you are so incredible. But then he spells it, and I don't know if anybody picked this, but there was supposed to be an A towards the end. Otis missed it, but the bell went. I don't know what happened. That thing was rigged. Otis missed one letter and didn't get called out for it. Matt Riddle then popped everybody when he was asked to spell calibration, and he's like, oh wait, is it like when I have to calibrate my scale or something? And he popped Randy Orton so hard. It was the funniest thing ever. But he did spell it correctly, and then Chad Gable was asked to spell disillusion, and since Mr. 4.0 GPA thought he could spell it, he spelled the wrong word. Randy Orton came and spelled dumbbell, and that was it. RK Bro 1, Alpha Academy 0. But yes, as I said, this led to a match between Chad Gable and Randy Orton, and I must say the time was so good. The match was great. I'm giving this a pro as well. And this match was really incredible. Like, so many good things happened. For starters, there was this moonsault Chad Gable did. He does it quite often. But for some reason, this time it reminded me of Kurt Angle's moonsault that he used to do. That probably defied physics more than any other moonsault I've ever seen. It's ridiculous, man. And then there was some action with Otis and Riddle outside the ring, which led to Otis being twanged in the back with Riddle's scooter. And Chad Gable sells for RKOs. My god, it is the craziest thing you will ever see. Go back, go to Raw, go and watch this match. You will never be disappointed for the rest of the day, I can assure you. We then had Alexa Bliss in the therapy session again, and contrary to the last 2 sessions she's had, I actually like this one. I will give this a pro as well. Now, the big talking point here is that Alexa Bliss's appearance has changed from the last 2 weeks, and it's the first time in a very long time we've seen her close to anything of what Alexa Bliss' normal mode was. And she was going on and on about Lily, and I won't lie, when she was going on and on about it, that's what really hooked me to the segment, more so than the appearance thing that I noticed much later. We then got a segment with Austin Theory and Mr. McMahon, and Mr. McMahon didn't like the selfie that Austin Theory had taken the previous week. So just like J. Jonah Jameson, go find me a better picture. That was very interesting. Also, I should mention that Mr. McMahon is starting to look a lot like the Camp WWE version of himself. If you've never seen Camp WWE, it's an animated series that is on the WWE Network. You probably should go and check it out and do the comparison. It's insane. And yes, I know a lot of you might have been waiting for this, so I'm going to say it. VEER is still coming to Raw, ladies and gentlemen. My god, this man does not have a GPS. I do not know what's going on. But yes, they run another promo, and it was a different shot to their credit. But it doesn't take away from the fact that for the last 3 or 4 months, VEER has been on his way to Raw. We don't know if he's walking, we don't know if he's riding a bicycle, we don't know if someone is pranking him and giving him wrong directions. Either way, this man is still coming to Raw, and nobody knows where he is. But yes, the previous segment did lead to a match between AJ Styles and Austin Theory. This match went a decent amount of time as well. I will give this a pro as well. But this was such a fun match, and I won't lie, Austin Theory is very talented. Definitely what you would like to call the future of the business. And at some point, I won't lie, you would think he's Mr. McMahon's grandson because of the relationship they have. But either way, solid match. AJ finishes off with a phenomenal forearm. We then had a segment between Becky Lynch and Doudrop doing interviews via satellite. Or so we thought. So yes, Mr. Smith was going to start off the questioning with Doudrop, and Becky Lynch was like, hold on one second, you must start with the champion. I'm the champion, thank you. Start with me. Says Becky Lynch has a very serious dose of what do you call that thing? Main character syndrome, right? But yeah, she has started to constantly refer to herself as the Van Goat. So okay, I guess that's cool. She can't call herself the man. I'm not even going to go into that issue. But the point is, this was a good promo by both Becky Lynch and Doudrop, and it's making me think about who might actually win, because Doudrop is a big woman. I don't know how Becky Lynch is going to get around here, but either way, I think this was cool. I will give this a pro. Although this got really funny at the end, because you would think they were in different places, and then when Doudrop just leaves the camera shots, Becky is going on, and then she looks to the corner of her eye, and there is Doudrop. So I was like, wait, were you guys in the same room? Were you guys in opposite rooms from each other? Like, wow. We then had the backstage segment with Dominic and Rey Mysterio, and they were both talking about the Royal Rumble, and Dominic was like he was going to win the thing. I was like, Dom, I don't believe you. Stop playing. And he was basically implying the fact that he would throw his father over the top rope. Rey thought he was playing. I'm telling you, when that heel turn comes from Dom, Rey is literally not going to see it coming. But this did lead to our matchup between the Street Profits and the Mysterios, and this was a fun match, I won't lie. This is also getting an up from me. Now, I need to highlight Montez Ford once again, because this man is just doing some crazy things now. He did a dive over the top rope, and as he's doing the dive, he strikes a Superman pose. I'm like, Montez, are you not afraid your neck is going to get broken when you do one of these things? But yes, this match was back and forth, and the chemistry between Rey Mysterio and Montez Ford is really something you should go and see. But this match ended with a surprise roll-up, which actually made sense. It wasn't weak. Rey was actually pulling way down on Montez's leg. You almost think it was a stretch and was about to tear a muscle in his butt. But it was really good, and the Mysterios got the win. But yes, there were some post-match shenanigans. So Dominic tried to throw his dad over the top rope. That didn't work because Rey caught him with the head scissors. And then Montez Ford threw Rey Mysterio out of the ring. Then Angelo Dawkins threw Montez Ford out of the ring. Then the Dirty Dogs attacked Angelo Dawkins and threw him out of the ring. And then the Street Profits and the Mysterios ganged up and threw the Dirty Dogs out of the ring. So I was like, wow, there is just too much going on in this match. It's overload. I'm tired. Can we move on to the next segment? But it was fun. We had a segment with Seth freaking Rollins. I said it. But yes, without saying too much, he will be on SmackDown this week to look at Roman Reigns again before their match the next day in at the Royal Rumble. Yeah, so let me move on. Thank God I didn't say the word again. It was then time for our main event segment, which was Maryse's birthday celebration, although her birthday was like 4 days ago. But it was The Miz coming out to serenade his wife with gifts, and it was all very interesting. And they were unboxing things like paintings and whatnot. And then there was this big box, and everyone thought that Edge and Beth Phoenix were going to be in the box, and it turned out to be for the brick that Maryse used last week. So they are gloating about how they were going to beat the great couple at the Royal Rumble, when out of nowhere Edge and Beth Phoenix came out ready to kick everybody in the gut. They took out the security that was surrounding the ring. They got to the ring. Maryse and Miz just bolted out. And then these people, man, Edge and Beth Phoenix should be tag team champions at some point. They just have to do it, because they did a heart attack, then they did a 3D, and then Edge finished it off with a powerbomb through a table. So that was interesting. But yes, this brought us to the end of Monday Night Raw, and it was such a great show. You should go check it out. I am giving this an overall pro rating. Go watch it. Alright, so that's going to be for this episode of Pros and Cons. Thank you so much for watching. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. I have more videos for you to go and check out. Go and watch them all. I've been your Dark Man or Dark Man Pakpopers. I don't know what I'm saying. I need to get some sleep. I'll see you guys. Take care. Subscribe. Bye.